So hey everyone, my name is Josh. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a XR designer here at Niantic. I work on many of our core AR features, and just really excited to show you all a bit about social good and web AR today. I don't know, Evan, did you want to?
Sure. Hi guys, my name is Evan. I'm a developer support engineer. If you have any questions about how to use the module or any question about the sample project, happy to answer them.
Cool. So we're gonna start with the overview. Just want to talk a bit about the current fundraising landscape. These are all uh, mediums or avenues you're probably all familiar with about how nonprofits and social good organizations currently raise money. You may have seen just flyers plastered on telephone poles or distributed on the street, or maybe you get it in the mail. I also see in the middle here a lot of these donation booths, most commonly at like institutions, so at like museums or hospitals or I guess more location-based parts where as you're walking by, they have a little bit of a call to action and a bucket to put money in. Or there's also, charity events, nonprofit volunteering events where people volunteer and use that as a way to raise money as well. Just kind of giving everyone what current fundraising sort of looks like. On the other end of things, technology-wise, I'm sure most of you are familiar with WebAR already, but it's an incredibly powerful technology. It's accessible on 5 billion devices worldwide. You don't need an app, so it's a very low barrier of entry. And in general, it's really the advent of immersive technology, bringing augmented reality to the real world through this very seamless and easy way to use. Today, I'm just going to be using Athol. This is an Athol event after all, but just kind of giving you what this tech is sort of like. Now, the big question is, well, what happens when you combine social good or those fundraising methods we saw earlier with this technology? We've already have like quite a few social good campaigns powered by Athol already. I picked these two that kind of stood out to me. This first one to the left is a outreach service that was made in Australia. They built an Athol experience that's activated off this image target, I believe, or it might be a SLAM experience, but essentially you'd walk in the shoes of the homeless youth, leading to further empathy and awareness for what being homeless is like and the challenges that they face. This next one to the right is made by WWF using an image target at one of the bank's buildings, I think. But it makes this diorama of nature and animals and leaves to raise awareness about climate change and the effects of global warming and things like that. All this to say, I think there is a lot of potential in using a technology like WebAR to create more immersive storytelling, more immersive call to actions for social good and nonprofit use. We don't see a whole lot of it yet, but I wanted to give you a glimpse into how you could potentially use a new technology like this for a greater good and to tell a more immersive story in order to raise funds. And then I guess to refocus the attention back on this challenge, this in particular is for Hope for Haiti. Their mission is to improve the quality of life for the Haitian people, particularly women and children. And then this challenge goal in particular is to raise funds for their infirmary expansion so that they can improve the facilities, the quality of life for the patients, and also just expand the reach. And so bearing this in mind, we've picked a few different features that we think would be optimal to use or very suitable to create an immersive story. Starting off with SLAM, I'm sure most, if not all of you are familiar with our world tracking abilities, it's definitely one of our more popular ones. And for good reason. It's very accessible. Any user can access it. There just needs to be a flat surface around them. And with this accessibility comes, the democratization of these AR experiences, especially AR portals are a great venue to transport people to different environments. In a social good case like this, you can definitely create immersive worlds through a portal. You don't have to think about the people's surroundings as much, and you can just have this portal that transfers them to another environment. To the right here, Evan and I created this short demo of this portal project where we're stepping into the new infirmary site that Hope4Haiti gave to us. So you can really see what it feels to be like in this open space and see the nature and see what the site is like. This is a very short demo, but for the challenge, I could add more 3D models, maybe add some interactivity, add sounds and music to enhance it. You could even juxtapose the current situation of the clinic and then have that fade out into this like beautiful landscape, and to really show how the money and the effort is going to change what the infirmary feels like. But yeah, SLAM is a really great option. Next, if you want to do a more bespoke experience, you could potentially use VPS, or virtual positioning system. While this is a bit less accessible than SLAM because it is more location-based, the benefit is that you can create really compelling AR experiences that merge super well with the real world. And as a bonus, if there's any notable landmarks around you that could be related for Hope4Haiti, or could be related to the cause, you could actually activate an experience at that landmark to really make for a more compelling story. On the right here, we have this experience made by our very own Ian Curtis, or XR Architect, where he scanned his living room and he threw on this water shader. While this was a separate demo for that he made on his own, I thought it related really well to this challenge, just because there have been a lot of flooding issues with the current infirmary. And so hypothetically, just showing what it feels like to be in a flooded environment and seeing a space like your home flooded can really garner feelings of empathy and relation to how it feels to have a space flooded, and can really compel viewers to donate for the cause. This can obviously be enhanced with storytelling. You could add narration over it. As with the other SLAM things, you could add interactivity, and think of more creative ways to use the location specifically that you scan. Next, we have image targets. This actually may be the most intuitive bridge between the current fundraising methods and using AR for it. I say this because it can be really integrated into current workflows and marketing pipelines, because there's many images on these flyers and banners already. And so activating an experience on one of these images is pretty seamless. You might just have to add a QR code onto the banner for people to access the experience. I found that this always has a pretty magical effect on people, particularly people who've never seen AR before. It might not even have to be 3D. And the example we built here on the left, it's only 2D videos coming to life, but it makes for this really magical and really compelling way to make the banner more dynamic and more fluid. Almost like the newspaper in Harry Potter, but just configuring it in the context of social good. This demo we made here uses 3 different scenes from Hope4Haiti. One is the flooding, and then infirmary, The next one is just showing how long the lines are. And the third one is just the crowdedness of the buildings and the quality of life that people there are living through. This can also be enhanced with 3D models. You can make it interactive and also add music. If none of those really stick out to you, I could also see you could use some of our other features for this challenge. You could definitely use sky effects as a canvas to display your own immersive worlds. You could mimic like flooding and rainstorms along with the flooding perhaps, so slam and sky, to create for an even more immersive experience. And then you can also potentially use hand tracking, where you can sort of hold anything in the user's hands. And so maybe supplies they need, or ways to donate, or maybe even doing a little like diorama of the clinic photo in the hand, or like seeing the new site like floating on top of your hand. And that could be an interesting way to make the experience more personal, more customized to the user. Cool. Quick checkpoint. I know that was a lot of just info dumping. So seeing if there's any questions or comments. I think we have one question.
Yeah, I was just typing my answer, but I can answer it live. So yeah, the question is, can the submission be multiple components or A12 features, or should it be one single feature? The answer to that is multiple. You can do 2, 3, or however many you can fit into it to make a complete project experience. And funny enough, there's even a project, there's a prize in the challenge for that. So the experience that uses the most amount in the best possible way of 8th wall features will win that prize. And I think it's just the 8th wall prize in the list of prizes. So yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Pablo. All right, let's move on. So now that I've talked a little bit about the experience itself and how to utilize immersive storytelling, I think one of the important parts of this experience is to provide a call to action for donation, or else the viewer has no way to contribute after they've experienced the WebAR application. And so Evan and I have designed this call to action module, which includes this customizable component, which allows the user to donate in a few clicks. I say a few clicks, but actually I think it can be like 2 clicks maybe, or 3 clicks, very few. Essentially, we have this purple donate button that you can shift wherever you want. By default, it's in the bottom right corner. Once they click on it, you see this donation modal pop up with some information about the infirmary and how you can save lives with your donation. And then a primary button that leads to the donation page, which is the donation method that we will be using for this challenge. And this can be easily utilized by cloning the sample project we made that has the module imported already, or you can just import the module into your project directly. I also said it's customizable, so you can change the colors or the text, or make other edits depending on what your needs are. So now that we have the storytelling and the call to action, the last step is to really just put it all together. And what that looks like is using the portal experience from a while back as the example. You could just place this donation module within your experience, and then maybe have it automatically pop up after the user does something, maybe after they walk into the portal and then walks out. Maybe it pops up after they've only spent like a certain amount of time in the experience. It's really up to you. Or you can just make it static down there and the user can click on it if they want. But being able to tell the story and provide a call to action, I think, are both key qualities in a great experience. If you just have the call to action, it can seem too in your face, too abrupt, without any context. It's really hard for viewers to empathize with the situation and would be less likely to donate or give to the cause. And then without the call to action and just having the experience, maybe it's a really cool experience, but they don't really know how they can help. Maybe a lot of people want to help, but not giving them an avenue to help is also not the right formula. And the big caveat I'd add over all of this is that when participating in these sort of WebAR charity social good challenges, you really want to ensure that your experiences are respectful and culturally sensitive. You really want to focus on empowering these communities and raise awareness of their issues and challenges, but not sort of exploiting their suffering just for like technology's sake. This was something that we thought about pretty extensively while making these demos and just trying to make it as close to the experience as possible without making the focus on like, oh, we're just showing off like cool WebAR things. No, this is really about telling their story and using the technology as a medium to help people empathize with these people's challenges better. Cool. With that said, quick learning summary, pretty simple. You just decide on what you want your experience to be like, what your immersive storytelling method will be. And then you just have to import the call to action module and then customize it a little bit to fit your project. And then just combine the pieces in order to create the end-to-end experience. Next, I'm going to do a quick demo. Feel free to follow along. I know we have some links in the chat that will be helpful. I'm just going to show you all how to make the portal experience really fast. The Axel experience is pretty simple, but then I'm also going to show you how to import the call to action module. So starting off, I'm going to go to Ethel, just the main page. Go into our project library and search for the portal sample project. Some of you may have used this already. It's one of our more popular ones, but you just want to click the world tracking portal sample project. And I can also paste this in the chat.
I got you, Josh. I'll do it.
Thanks, Alma. Okay, so if everyone can clone this, if you're following along, I'm just going to clone it to, sure, we'll clone it to the A4 workspace. We're going to call this Hope for Haiti. Great. Do a demo license and create it. Cool. So now that you see the project, I'm just going to refresh to get my colors. I'm going to be developing in our 3D mode, but feel free to use AR around you if convenient. I'm just going to show you what it looks like by default. It's this moon portal that you can walk through, and I guess we don't have the portal in the 3D mode, but if you see it in AR, you should see the portal in front of you and then this moon scene within it. And we're just gonna do a really simple asset swap of this sky box texture in the background, and then get rid of some of these GLB models, like the moon rock, the flag, and sort of this landing pad. So we're gonna go into body.html, where all of your assets are. I guess with that, I'll do a quick check-in just to see if everyone was able to clone the project. Any issues? I see a lot of checks. Cool, cool. Cool. All right. So I guess the first thing I'll do is just to get rid of all the objects. You can either delete them or just comment them out. I'm just gonna comment them out. And you want to leave everything but the skybox image here at the bottom. That is what we're going to be swapping out. So you can get all of these other 8 entities that are under the portal contents and just comment them out. And I believe it's line 116 to line 76. If you want to use line numbers, we're going to hit save and build. And then we're going to preview. Cool. Now we have this black void of nothingness and our skybox image. So that should be pretty simple. If you're running into issues, you should check. Maybe there's issues with maybe you like commented partially, or like you cut something off, or you commented too much. Those are some common issues that you might run into. But once those are removed, you can pick your favorite image. I know that we have a link to the assets already, I believe. So there would be a bunch of photos in there that you can use. For my demo, I was looking through the info deck and found these lovely photos of their infirmary and picked the one I liked. So I'm going to be using this one, but feel free to use your own image. Preferably like more landscape aspect ratio images work well. It's going to be stretching out your image a bit. So if it's a portrait or like vertical aspect ratio, it's going to look more skewed and deformed for sure. So pick out your image. You could even use a placeholder image from your like downloads folder for now. But we're going to drag it into the project. I'm going to, that does not work. I just deleted it. That's great. Okay, well, change of plans. I will use this the modal image, I guess. Well, no, it's a bit small. Here, let's see if I can. Let's go here. Let's go here. Okay, cool. We're just gonna look for Cre8te. So delete this. This was a bit small, so I was worried it's gonna stretch, but we have the infirmary photo in the project now. And then it's as simple as swapping out the skybox image. So we're loading it here on line 25. We're loading the skybox JPEG, which looks like the space. And so if you want, for organization's sake, we can plop that photo into the textures folder. And then we just have to change the name of this to whatever you name your photo. So I'm going to name it hf infirmary.jpg. Save and build. And this should update. And it failed. Let's see what's wrong. Module profile, JPEG. It didn't name the file name wrong. Dash infirmary. Texture.
You're missing an R between I and.
Thanks, Colin. I feel like I need like better glasses or it's always the little typos that get you. Okay, great. So now it's good. And yeah, so now in this 3D mode, it's not very compelling, but we've swapped out the skybox image. And if you try this in AR, it's gonna look like the portal with the infirmary image inside it. So it's gonna look just like like this essentially. So now we're going to import the, well, I guess first checkpoint, any issues or any questions? Seeing check marks. Cool. Do you see a question? But we can answer that after probably, since it's
yeah, we can type an answer to that.
Yeah.
Essentially the question, Evan, is can their project be imported into A12 after the fact without sharing the actual code?
So now we're going to import the module, and you can find it in a variety of places. You can find it within the sample project, or we can just go to the Cre8te feature page here, and then go to modules, and then you'll see the donation module. If you select it, you can import it, and then just choose what project you want to import it into. So I'm gonna do A12 workspace and then the Cre8te project. And we can import. And yeah, you should see the donation module appear, or modal appear under your modules drop down. You can change the donate icon, you can change the image, you can change the headings and descriptions, even the button text, and also what the link goes to, but I don't recommend changing the link because we want to give money to Hope for Haiti. Cool. And so I believe this should be good. And we just save and build. And great, there's the button. And when we click on it, the modal appears, and the donate now links to the Hope for Haiti donation page. And so we see this in mobile view. Okay, I guess it's not. There we go. Okay, so the button's here. It works in mobile view as well. It's responsive. And yeah, that was it. Any questions or issues? How to view the web page in AR? Yeah, so if you go to the preview QR code, instead of linking out on your desktop, if you just use your phone's camera and scan this QR code, or your own QR code, you can view it in AR. Any other issues? Should be only a few steps to do everything. Cool, it looks like everyone's good to go. Go back to the deck. Pablo, should I go over the resources or did you want to take it back?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it back from you now. Thank you. Thanks for that. Let me just make sure I'm on the right tab. Here, 1 second, y'all. Thank you. And then Evan, just so that a little bit of background for that question. Essentially, so this user is planning to build their experience outside of the cloud editor and then bring it into A12 to submit. But the question then comes when we're ready to promote these experiences beyond. Users may be on a trial or they may be on a base plan. So we'll be moving some of those to Niantic owned workspaces so that we can continue to promote them after the fact. That's kind of where the question comes in.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're going to be moving them to Niantic workspaces and promoting them beyond the challenge, we won't really be able to do that with a self-hosted project. So if that's the case, you'd probably want to use the cloud editor.
Got it. Thank you. Alrighty, so two main things to take away from this this workshop for you all moving forward is a new module and a sample project that was created by Josh and Evan. So here are the links for those two, eighthwall.com/create/modules, and then eighthwall.com/create to find the sample project for Hope for Haiti. These will be a great place to start, especially with adding the CTA, as the donation link is already there and ready to go for you all. And then additionally, don't forget that the resource guide is available and live for you all to use now. What that resource